All right, time to round up another big topic of the week. In her final 2 years in office, Mayor Anise Parker wants to take on discrimination. In her fifth State of the City address, the mayor announced her goal to create a human rights, civil rights law. The ordinance would prohibit discrimination in city employment, contracting, housing, and public accommodations, and that would include private businesses like bars, restaurants, and stores. The proposal will go before City Council next month. The ordinance would also set up a commission to investigate claims of discrimination. Mayor Parker says Houston is one of the largest cities without this type of ordinance. But is it needed? Well, that's our topic this half hour. We want to hear from you as always. You can share your thoughts on our Fox 26 Facebook page or send me a tweet at Sally Mack, Fox 26. In our newsroom, again, we have our legal analyst, Chris Tritico, our news analyst, Mustafa Tamiz, there you are, and our public policy analyst, Jackie Bally. Morning again, guys. All right, so long overdue, or is this an overreach?
You know, such a great question. I started looking at this when we selected this topic, and I found that places like Montgomery County has an Office of Human Rights to investigate these very type of things, and other smaller municipalities have them, and so why not Houston have something like this? Contrast that, though, with the state of Texas already has a Commission on Human Rights that works in concert with the federal Equal Employment Opportunities Commission to investigate these types of matters, Jackie Bally. So do we need that in the city of Houston?
It's overreach, and for exactly the same reasons that you said. We already have laws in place at the state level, at the national level, that already looks at issues like this. In Houston, we're very blessed that we have a diversified workforce, and we are all, there's no evidence of any kind of serious issues that we've had. So yes, it's overreach. We already have laws that are already addressing these issues. Why do this now?
A diversified workforce does not mean discrimination is not occurring in Houston, does it?
No, and we don't know exactly what the ordinance looks like, because no one's seen the language, so there's a lot of people talking about attacking it and saying it's wrong, it's overreach, but we don't know what the language of the ordinance is. And two, if you see what's going on nationally, in Colorado, there was a business that refused to make a cake, a bakery for a gay wedding. In Arizona, both houses of the chamber passed a bill saying giving religious freedom to discriminate on this issue, which was refused by the governor but passed by both houses. In Mississippi, there's a bill like that right now in front of their legislature. So, you know, when we were just talking about immigration and how difficult it is to get through with this conservative legislature, there's nothing to say that there won't be something in the 2015 legislature that'll be a similar bill to Arizona and Mississippi that Texas might adopt, and the mayor's looking out for the city's best interests.
Now, the difference, Jackie Bally, between the federal EEOC and the State Office of Commission of Human Rights, this would deal with people who do work with the city of Houston, and so it's not a broad-based bill like a law like the Texas Commission on Human Rights, but it'd be limited to people who are doing work with the city. Right,
but the city of Houston already has an office in place to make sure that certain people of certain minorities already get work, and it's already has established laws, and it's been doing that for many, many years. So again, it's a repetitive because it's something that's already been addressed at the city. And to I think my colleague here hit a point, because I think what the mayor may be seeing is that there are many conservative states that are trying to follow the lead of Arizona, and she may be trying to react and counter that. But in Texas, no one has even spoken of doing something similar.
Yet.
And nothing like that has been proposed. So if she is trying to counter that, I can understand where she's going with that. But no, we already have laws and legislation that's already addressing this. Again, it's overreach.
Is she trying to reach out and just kind of preempt the state of Texas before the legislature gets around to discussing a bill like that?
Well, I think she's recognizing that this is a real issue and that it needs to be addressed. And just because we can't sit here and say we haven't seen that discrimination doesn't mean that it's not happening, because we see it across the country, and we see cases like that right here.
If she was attempting to circumvent like Arizona, she was very crafty about it, because the word gay never came out of her mouth.
Correct, but she said discrimination many times, and the law that in Arizona was saying that based on your religious freedom you can have the right of refusal. They never really said gay when in their legislation either.
All right, let's go to Sally. She's monitoring our social media.
Yeah, we're asking our viewers what they think. Is a city ordinance needed? Is a commission needed? Roland says yes, discrimination has always been a problem. Kelly says it's an overreach. Why do politicians continuously stir up this area of city government? We have the most tolerant state in the union.
Do we have the most tolerant state in the union, Mustafa Tamiz?
I'm not sure if the people that are being discriminated feel that way. And look, I think that it's worth the dialogue, but I think people need to give the mayor a chance to actually roll out our proposal and an ordinance before they start picking at it. I think a lot of it is positioning by different groups, even business groups, to kind of create a parameter, to do a preemptive launch and say, if you do this, we'll come out against it.
That viewer said, why does city government keep bringing these things up? Isn't, whether it passes or not, isn't that what city government is supposed to do?
We do have a very tolerant city. We do have a city and a region that works very well together. City of Sugar Land, we don't have anything like what the mayor is suggesting, but we have always gotten the award for community of respect, because we respect different nationalities, we respect different ethnicities, we work well together, and you can say that for most business people in Houston. And so I think the viewer is saying, look, it's working well, leave it alone.
All right, we're going to, very quick.
The nature of it is to protect the times when it does go wrong.
All right, we're going to leave it right there, Sally. We'll be back in just a few minutes with one more story.
All right, we'll see you then, guys. Thanks so much.